Good luck.
Good luck to both of you.
Yeah, good luck to both of you.
Thanks. And we're off in 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright, my name is Scynor, and I'm commentating with...
And my name is Tfresh. This will be Lego Stars 2 any percent between Prnced and Shortsboy.
In a quick little thing as they make their way over to the episode 4 door, you'll see, I think Shortsboy will do it, will turn off adaptive difficulty, which will allow him to lose less studs when he dies. There's a little bit of variation in 4-1 between what Prnced and Shorts. Prnced is gonna try to avoid studs because at the end of the level, you can't skip these status screens, and Prnced is gonna try to get as least little studs as possible so that status screen is short as possible. But Shortsboy is gonna take more of the safer route by collecting as many studs as he can, and that will add up towards the end of the run, which later you're gonna buy infinite torpedoes, which is 90,000.
Ooh, yeah, we're really quiet. Another thing is that you'll notice that their loads are different, and the reason that is because Shortsboy is on GameCube. GameCube has a few exclusives, but Xbox is still around a minute faster.
Yeah,
and you'll also notice... Go ahead. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay. GameCube, with the few exclusive tricks, they also have different variations of tricks throughout the run. Like you'll see soon in Junlin, there's a skip to skip the dehydrator, and Xbox versus GameCube will do it very differently.
Yeah.
So you can continue on your point from earlier, Tfresh.
Oh, I was saying that you notice that they both tagged in player 2 before they go in, and that's for this 1P2C here, because you can't tag in player 2 at the beginning of 4-1 for some reason. You can't do much. Like if you're in free play, you can't like switch your character or anything either.
Yeah. So Prnced is making his way over to this room where it's essentially a vertical room. You want to get up to the top, and this level is heavily it has a lot of 1P2Cs throughout, so you're going to see Prnced here start to build the first one and then connect player 2 and finish them both at the same time with both players. And I don't know, he's going to drop them out here, but there's a different variation to this where you can actually keep them connected throughout the whole entire next room. There's many different like 1P2Cs you can extend and go super far, but it's all about getting used to 1P2C and how good you are at it, depending on if you want to continue certain ones and whatnot.
Yeah, they're saying that you're really quiet.
I mean, is this this should be better. All right.
I just checked. It's still a little bit quiet. My mic audio is really bad for some reason.
So here Prnced is doing another 1P2C in this box pushing room, and which will come up to the first little in-game cutscene here where we're going to lose Leia, but gain R2 on our team. Shortsboy also entering the box skip or box pushing room. And Shortsboy, just because of the loads that Tfresh mentioned, is always going to be a little bit behind on this first split because he's entering way slower into 4-1 than Prnced is.
Yeah, his opening load is slower, and then also the level load is slower.
So, Prnced is about to do the first real trick of the run, where you can put this crane, position it all the way back on the side you're on, and grab C-3PO as he's falling, and just cradle him all the way over, and you can unlock the door. And with like a 1P2C, he can load the next room. This trick, it looks easy, but it's deceptively hard because the depth. It's hard to perceive the depth here, as Prnced and Shortsboy ended up getting it first try, which is good. What Prnced is on to now is the last little area of the level. Just gotta navigate through here by killing people and building these bridges for your droids to come across, and that will eventually lead you to the final escape pod, where we'll hit the end cutscene. And there will be a little bit of 1P2C here. I'm not sure if Shortsboy will go for it, but I think Prince does a 1P2C here. Oh no, he doesn't do the 1P2C with. You can connect R2 while you're building that and fly him across the bridge and open the panels. And do a little 1P2C with him and until he's pulling the levers. But it's not too big of a time save, so it's not really too big of a deal if you do it or not. What's good right now is Prince got his droid C3PO positioned right at the panel, so he can just walk right up there as he's going to do a little 1P2C to end the level. Shortsboy also has 3PO positions right at the panel. Because it's kind of random whether it happens or not, but 3PO can position himself on the other side in the 2 other positions in this room, which then it's annoying because you have to walk all the way to the panel with 3PO, who's got one of the slowest movement speeds in this game.
I just want to say 1P2C in that last room was really hard because of the camera, how that makes you stick together a little bit more.
Yes, the camera is very restrictive in this game with 1P2Cs.
You'll notice that in a lot of places, like specifically Death Star Escape, they'll do things to try and make the camera move with them. Otherwise, it'll just keep pulling them back.
So here, it's a pretty cutscene heavy run right at the beginning. We got a end cutscene for 4-1, which is about a minute, and the opening for Jun 1, just around 50 seconds. But I would say a very solid 4-1 for both. The main thing there was the crane skip is what we call it, when we picked up 3PO and brought him across the gap, and they both got that first try. So here you can see Prince is on the status screen now, and this is the one little benefit of not going for studs in this level, is now you'll see Prince is gonna have a shorter time on the stud status screen here. So he ended up collecting just over 2,000, or sorry, a little under 3,000. And you'll see I didn't see Shortsboy's count, but I think you can see a visual difference for how long you're on that screen for.
Yeah.
Oh wow, 19,000. That's a really good count. If you're going for studs on that one, which it's not even that bad of a strategy, it does lose maybe like a good 5 seconds on the status screen, but really it's safe for the end of the run because towards the end, meaning like episode 6, late episode 6, you're gonna want to exit out of Jedi Destiny to go buy infinite torpedoes. You need 90,000, and you really don't want to take any extra time to get that 90,000. You want to get the studs as you go. So 20,000 to start, very solid. Alright, so they are entering Junlun Waste, which is a very dynamic level. There's a lot of different tricks, and it's pretty much it's a pretty fun level to play, pretty fun level to watch. You're gonna see a couple of quicksand pits be skipped. So here, Prince loads in right here. There is a little trick you can do by jumping this whole entire gap at the beginning, but it's very difficult. You can time your jumps to just get across, but it saves so little that it's not truly worth it yet.
Yeah, I think it only saves like 5 seconds around there, and it's not an easy jump.
Also, you can see there, Prince turned off adaptive difficulty because he didn't do it for the first level because he wanted to get minimal studs, and now he's trying to go for as many studs as he can while still doing everything fast. So the little jump there he did off of a platform that you can force, it has hit collision, so you can just jump right off of it and make it onto this next section where he's gonna force the boxes here, and you can actually hit the loading zone of the sandcrawler from the outside, which is pretty neat. It skips a lot of a puzzle. And Prince will start the indoor section of the sandcrawler. Shortsboy just did the little jump off the platform, and he's going to be shortly going for the jump off the boxes outside the sandcrawler.
Yeah. The jump off the boxes is called Banta Skip. Another name for it is Backwards Baby Skip. That name's a bit of a meme, though.
It has to do with control inputs on GameCube, what buttons you would have to hit.
So before that was found, you'd have to take the Bantha all the way across, and the inputs for getting the skip were baby spelt backwards, which is what the name comes from.
Prince coming up to the last little section of the Sandcrawler where he's got to get rid of these Jawas because they will deactivate your droids, which is a 7-second deactivation. It's really brutal time loss. 7 seconds doesn't sound like a lot, but it's really annoying. Once you're just cruising through the level and you get stopped for about 7 seconds. Just stop directly in your tracks. You can't really do too much besides kill your droid to respawn him, which still is pretty slow. So Prince is going to make his way onto the outdoor section, which is the really trick-heavy area. There's 2 main quicksand pits here, and he's going to skip both of them. The first one is a little jump off to the left here, where he's going to hit a little platform you can get another jump off of and skip that whole entire first quicksand pit. And it's really no time to explain, because now he can jump this gap, and the second quicksand skip comes up right here. He's going to jump off to the right here and go right up top and around.
And Prince is making those seem way easier than they are.
Yes, definitely.
Those are definitely not easy skips.
And now ShortsBoy's onto the backside, and I would definitely say Prnced 4-2 right now is very good. I haven't really seen a mistake quite whatsoever. First try on almost everything. So you can see ShortsBoy right now. He did a little variation of that first one. Instead of jumping to the side and off a little invisible block, he jumped right off the dehydrator. And he's going to do that same, see, just that same gap jump, and he's going to do the same thing on the second dehydrator.
And that's GameCube exclusive, right?
Yes. You're going to have to take over for a second. My stream's lagging out a bit.
Okay. So yeah, you see ShortsBoy is just closing out Junland. He's going to try and keep studs here with Luke.
Yeah, I personally go for a more risky strat with Obi-Wan, but it proved to be costly in the Legothon race for me. I did end up dying and losing studs here. It's an annoying way to lose studs. 2,000 right at the end of the level, as both of them are going to be exiting Junland around a similar time here. Both, I would say, had very solid starts to their runs.
I haven't seen any real mistakes.
Yeah, you expect one little thing here and there, but honestly, every major trick so far has been pretty much flawless from both.
Yeah, and you'll see Prince here doing a brand new trick that was actually just found today by Ultra Speedruns.
The concept of the trick of going out of bounds, we'll see it in a second in the second room of Mos Eisley Spaceport, was used before the concept of getting out of bounds, but a new way of kind of navigating that out of bounds was found, and it's a lot faster than the other way. So in this first room, you're going to see Prince go on the speeder, get over to the end, force this the stairs, to then get 3PO up there, do a little drop-in warp, to get 3PO to up there, and then open the panel and get to the second room. There's the drop-in warp, and just open the panel with 3PO. And that door below will open, and you'll enter the second room with the speeder, because that is required for the out of bounds.
And you'll see that ShortsBoy will do the old methods. You're going to see both ways.
So what Prince is going to be doing here is he pushes the speeder behind the transition of the door, and if he connects player 2 and then drops out his first player, if he connects player 2 and then drops out his first player while hopping in, and then reconnects behind the transition, it'll be like he just goes directly through. And Prince is trying the new skip right now, and this is an insane camera angle. It's from way up top. You can see the speeder down there, but he's falling through the ground right now. It's a new navigation for the out of bounds, so you definitely can't take new skips for granted here. I think he's going to try to reload the room and do it the other way.
Yeah.
That was very strange. I'm not sure what's happening with the camera there, but that new trick was literally found hours ago, so not much has really been experimented with it, and it looks like ShortsBoy, he got it right away, and he's doing the other method. Prince has also decided to go with the older method, because I have no clue what was happening with the camera there.
Yeah, that was definitely very weird.
As both of them here, if you pop up a little early, you can get a couple studs from this room, as well as you can despawn the troopers, and that door to the canteen will automatically open. So yeah, stud management and getting studs throughout Episode 4 is going to be a common theme throughout all these levels, up until about Jedi Destiny. As both are going to be entering the Cantina cutscene at about the exact same time. Let's see, so we can talk about right now the back half of Spaceport. So they're going to respawn in the Cantina as Han and Chewie, and they're going to first do this skip called Bomb Skip once they exit the Cantina. This is a skip you get one attempt at, and it's not too costly if you miss it, but you definitely would like to get it. It's about a good 20-second time save. They're going to try to race the spy to the door before it shuts, and try to hit the loading zone for the next room before the door closes on them. You'll shortly see that. To your shorts boy coming out of the canteen. See there's a little hidden blue stud back there. You wanna know all the ins and outs of the studs and where they are to get them on your way and waste as little time as possible. So the little jump off the garbage can there. So Prince and Shorts Boy are gonna set it up in two different ways. Shorts Boy going up top. Prince is gonna jump up from a different side. Both doing the trick at about the same time. I think Prince is gonna make it. I don't know about Shorts. Prince makes it. Oh, Shorts Boy nearly had it. The door just closed. That's unfortunate. I thought he was going to get it right at the end. It was definitely going to be close, but you can see here the backup is he grabbed the bomb, pushed it all the way down. This is the time it does save, as Prince is going to go on to the second to last room and get through on the the Dewback. And he's going to go straight into this end room, which there's a trick in which if you have your player 2 set as C-3PO and your player 1 Obi-Wan, you force him all the way to the end. He doesn't get deactivated. And what I didn't mention is that you want to drop out player 2 so it doesn't cue the cutscene. Push him all the way to the end, then reconnect him right next to the ship, and you can just enter the ship and end the whole entire level. As Prince gets that one, Spaceport's tough because 2 first try tricks right at the end. You gotta get bomb skip first try, and you gotta get this cutscene skip first try. Prince, no problem with that. Shorts Boy setting it up right now, getting 3PO in position. Forcing him all the way to the end. Looks like he got by the cutscene trigger. And there he hobbles right into the Falcon to end the level. Both stumbles by Prince and Shorts Boy there. The new out of bounds didn't seem to work for Prince, which I have no clue why. And unfortunately, Shorts Boy just missed bomb skip. And we are going to be off to rescue the princess. Also, I believe, let's see, I think I saw Prince stud count to be 18,000, which definitely is good for only trying to collect studs on 2 levels. And we'll see Shorts Boys in a second. See, the benefit, he did lose 5 seconds to it in the first level, but he already had 19,000 studs exiting the first level. Now exiting the 3rd level, he's got almost 32,000. Anything to say about Rescue the Princess, Tfresh?
Not really. It's just the cutscene skip that you'll see them both do.
Yes. It's not too complex of a level. The start does have a pretty inconsistent trick. There's a little gap they're gonna do a backflip off of, or I think Shorts Boy's gonna do the strategy where he kind of clips his cape on the side. We'll see 2 different strategies of doing this out of bounds. But you just want to barely clip out of bounds and hit this invisible platform. You can just kind of chill and cruise around out of bounds, and then skip the whole entire section where there's a cutscene where the droids leave, and you have to build like an R2 panel. As Prince gets it second try, it's pretty solid second try for that skip.
Yeah, and one thing about that is that you can't go if you're too high, you'll just reload the room. If you're too low, you'll hit a death plane. And you'll also notice that he kind of rubs it up against that door for a second before he jumps back in. If he jumps back in too late, then he'll come up behind the transition and he'll be soft locked. You don't have to restart the level.
And you can see all the little things he's doing. Well, it's clear to see, but it's some things that runners won't do. Is he's just destroying everything in his way with Chewie right now. He's protecting the helmet by having Han in the back, and then he's using Chewie just to destroy everything and get all the studs. So,
I think
Shortsboy, he
faster.
just got that one first try. That was very good. As he's gonna quickly make his way on to the next section. There he goes. Very good Princess out of bounds from both of them. Unfortunately, Shortsboy loses his helmet, but I don't think he minds because, and it's not even a big deal anyways, because you're gonna get another one up here. Prince did a good job in that last section maintaining his helmet because that's a very risky section. You can lose your helmet there, and that loses a good 30 seconds, or even more depending on how bad of the situation you're in. So this little part, so yeah, the rest of the princess is basically just a little run through. There's no difficult tricks left, it's just get through the parts as fast as you can. The last little please don't shoot my helmet off part right here where he's going to build the panel, open it, have this helmet, which is good. And look at the stud count, 16,000 just for rescue the princess. That is a good stud count.
Yeah, Prince is definitely very good at getting studs without even wasting too much time.
Yeah. Shortsboy in that helmet maintaining area. Gotta keep it. He's gonna go sprint over the panel. He got it. He got the panel.
Yep,
he lost his helmet,
good.
but that's not a big deal because there's a dispenser in this next room that he's in. Prince coming up on the end of the level here is gonna pull these levers, which then get to Princess Leia's cell. Will free her, and the end cutscene should cue. You can see that backup helmet dispenser there Shortsboy is going to use. Shortsboy, luckily, he doesn't have a great stud count here, but that luckily doesn't matter for him because he went for studs on 4-1. So you can kind of be a little bit more lax with your studs throughout the rest of the run if you do go for some on 4-1. You can kind of see the benefit there. He could more focus on speed rather than also studs along the way too. Prince ending with 38,000, that's a pretty solid stud count, especially for not going for anything on 4-1. Wrong game. 1-1 is not in this game. The Shortsboy makes his way to the end of 4-4. Prince is in the opening cutscene of 4-5, which is one of the biggest run killers, with the infamous Mount Ripmore, which we should get to towards the middle of the level. 4-5 is all about keeping your helmet.
Yes, if you lose your helmet on what we call Mount Ripmore, it can result in probably around a minute to a minute and a half of time loss. Plus, you'll have to deal with other aggros and stud losses and all that stuff.
Yeah, it is
It's
not
really
good to lose your helmet there. Like, sometimes you can get lucky and get a good recovery there, but most of the time when you lose your helmet, it's gonna be a good minute.
And the issue is it's hard to play it safe just because the first two guys are always aggro on you.
Yeah. So Prince is making his way into this very neat room where there's going to be a cool little trick he does. He's first going to clear out everyone with loot, keep Han up there safe with the helmet. Once he's cleared everyone out, he's going to make his way over to this little wall that has all these invisible blocks. I'm not exactly sure what's up with this wall, but you can just jump straight up that to the lever, which is then going to free this little box to give him the cart. But unfortunately, so what the cart's gonna do is run over the buttons, and it's gonna reveal a platform under that stormtrooper panel to open it. He cannot fall here with Han because once that platform comes out, he cannot do that little jump he did and go all the way back to the top. So he's gonna want to keep Han up top here, and he goes over the buttons first try, which is a lot harder than what he made it look to be right there.
Yes, it's actually decently hard. And you'll notice also that he moved Han all the way down to the bottom of the screen, and that's just again because the camera is very bad there. And if he misses the buttons once, then he will struggle a lot trying to get back across them if he doesn't move Han down.
So right now, Prince is in this room, pre-Ripmore room is what we call it, and it is all about just keeping Han's helmet. Taking the safe strategy right now of keeping Chewie in front, taking all the body blows, and making sure Han doesn't get hit by any of those bullets, because even if you're not connected as Han, if he gets hit by one, his helmet will fall off. As we see, Shortsboy does the little weird jump up the wall, and he's going to go for the cart on the buttons. Prince is actually going to make his way to Mount Ripmore right now with his helmet, which is always a good sign. Shortsboy doing the buttons right now. Gets him first try as well. Those buttons definitely harder than it looks. Both of these guys made it really easy. So those two guys that are aggro at the bottom of Ripmore, like Tfresh said, gets by both of them pretty easily. He keeps his helmet, which is the main thing. He's going to do a little 1-player 2 controller here to build the build the elevator with Chewbacca, and he'll make his way up to the top of Han. And this is the last little moment of desperation where, oh, he lost his helmet. Oh,
wow, that is very unlucky.
Oh, that is really unlucky.
He might get a good. Oh, there's no aggro.
Oh, they're not aggro.
So we got actually a really good recovery.
Yeah, I've not seen them not be aggro there. But unfortunately, Han didn't do his little animation of rolling to the side when he was shooting. And then he lost his helmet. I'm surprised that even happened. He doesn't have any aggros here, so he's gonna get through to this next little section. But it's also, you gotta keep your helmet, but this is a lot easier. And if you do use it, there's a backup helmet dispenser. As Shortsboy is making his way to Ripmore. Whew. Those are the little animations I was talking about on Shortsboy's screen that Han's doing to dodge the bullets. So far, so good for Shortsboy and Ripmore.
Yeah, this goes.
Doing that same 1p2c, that trooper tried to shoot him under the elevator.
Yeah, and he actually can hit you. It happened in the complete saga race in Legothon. Justin was on top of the elevator and it shot him through the floor. So it's definitely a very scary section.
Also, I'd like to thank Weezy for the raid. As Shortsboy gets through Ripmore very cleanly. And Prince is onto this little room where it's just make sure you bring all the doors down, kill all the troopers, to then be able to build this, because this door is very long. It's a very long build, and you're not going to want any enemies nearby. As Shortsboy gets through the last little helmet maintaining area, very clean 4-5 for him so far. Prince with the one little falter on Ripmore, but a very quick recovery, so I'd say it's a pretty good 4-5 for both.
Yeah.
We'll see Prince do this end room. He's going to get Han up top by building his grapple. I'm not sure if he's going to try to pair the cutscenes with R2. That is one of the strategies, but I know the camera's very restricted with this 1-player 2 controller. About like letting Han up top. I don't think he is, which makes sense. I know how bad the camera can be in this game. Oh, okay. So what he's going for now? He's going to do the Han lever later. He's going for the cart to drive across the buttons first, because there's no troopers here. It's a lot easier to do that when there's no troopers compared to when there is. Personally, I do it with the troopers, but I know it can be very costly because you can just get in a cycle of getting shot out of the cart over and over and over, and it can be very annoying. A very risky strategy.
And you'll notice that both Shortsboy and Prince both switch their players to player 2, and the reason that is because on the next level, Rebel Attack, there's two different vehicles. There's the X-Wing and the Y-Wing. The Y-Wing and X-Wing are both assigned to different players. The Y-Wing is assigned to player 2, and the X-Wing is assigned to player 1. And the Y-Wing can hold up to 5 torpedoes, the X-Wing can only hold up to 3. So the reason why they want the player 2 is because they get the 5 torpedoes. And that just allows them to have to pick up torpedoes less.
So Shortsboy doing the cart right here, as Prince, he did a little trick with his droids there, a 1p2c to keep 3P up top to activate his panel, while R2 went to his panel. I think we're going to see Shortsboy do that same exact thing. And he's going to finish off the end room with the lever pole up top, which now is just basically kill everyone in the room as they start grappling down and get into the ship, and that will end the level. considering this level is a run killer because of Ritmore, the fact that both of them got through it not as smoothly for Prince, but a really good recovery.
Yeah, probably one of the best recoveries I've seen.
Yeah.
You got the lever first try and no aggros.
Really solid 4-5s for a race setting. Honestly, this is a very good start to the run for both in a race setting.
Yeah.
Like, they both had little faults on 4-3, but other than that, it's been really solid. As Prince hits the end cutscene, and Shortsboy, wow, like, I can't believe, like, he caught up very fast. Like, this must be a goal for Shortsboy in 4-5. As he hits the end cutscene right as Prince leaves the cutscene, and 61,000 studs for Prince. That was a huge back-to-back Princess and Death Star escape for studs for Prince there.
Prince is getting a lot of studs right now.
I think I saw him during that level. I think he had over 21,000 just on his player 1.
Yeah, and you only need 90,000 for IT, so I think both players are going to be fine because
Shortsboy is also sitting pretty with 59,000. They're both looking very solid because stud-wise, you want to have 90,000 before Jedi Destiny, and they're both on track for being well over that number. Now entering the last level of Episode 4, which is Rebel Attack. Before, I would say about a month ago, this level was, auto-scrolly. You would get the torpedoes with your Y-Wing that stores 5, go to each little section of 4, blow up the targets, keep moving on to the level. But recently, 2 new skips were found that skip 2 different TIE Fighter doors. Or sorry, not TIE Fighter doors, the doors with the lasers on them that you have to shoot all the torpedoes with and such. And they're gonna both, Prince and Shortsboy, I think, are both gonna go for both Room 2 and Room 3 skips. You see what they did in Legathon, you'll probably see it again here, both Room 2 and Room 3 skips, which will go out of bounds and skip the whole section and then hit the load zone right at the end, which is pretty insane.
And it is actually very risky to do both, just because after doing Room 2, if you reload the previous room after doing the skip, the barrier will still be there. So you have to do the skip again. And with the way that Room 3 skip works, it is very, very easy to reload the room.
So here Prince is coming up to the Room 2 skip, where he's going to try to get over this tie gate with a 360 flip. He's going to get first try, and this little wall over here does not have hit collision, so you can just go right through it and just kind of make sure you stay out of bounds. And then pop it right after the barrier and load the next room. So Room 2 very clean. And we'll see if he goes for Room 3. Looks like he's turning around, he's going to go for it, as Shortsboy is on to Room 2 right now. Let's watch Prince going for Room 3. Oh, he gets it first try.
He gets it
first try. You're going to have to get that one first try, since the one try trick that you have to get, and he gets it first try. Insane.
It's much harder than he makes it look.
Yeah, that trick, I personally struggle with that a lot, and I know other people do.
Looks like Shortsboy having a little bit of trouble with this.
Yeah, he's trying to get the alignment. I think he's got it right here. Oh, he's going to do that. There we go. 4 flips. Took a bit, but he's got it. He's going to make his way, and we'll see if Shortsboy does Room 3. Prince in the trench right now. It's pretty much an auto-scroller to the end of this one. It's mainly those 2 tracks.
Yeah, Shortsboy is going for Room 3.
Yep, he's going for it. It's all so tight for reloading the last room and getting through. Looks like Shortsboy's got it too.
He got it, okay.
Wow. Both Room 2 and Room 3 done in this race. Insane. And I would say, other than the little positioning issues that Shortsboy had, still a really solid 4-6 for both.
Yes.
Prince in the end section right here, we just gotta activate these turrets, destroy them, and you gotta make sure you have a torpedo for the core, because if you don't, then you gotta go all the way back to the beginning of this section, at the beginning of the trench to get one. This Prince wraps up a very solid 4-6, and that was overall very solid episode 4, as the same thing goes for Shortsboy. honestly, looking at this time exiting, Prince, I think, is going to get a sub 35 episode 4, which is very good. I do not know if that's in front of world record pace, but I'm sure that is very good, or at least very close.
I am also not sure.
Yeah, maybe we should have the world record splits up on the side, because I'm sure we'll be comparing to them quite a bit. Considering how the start went for both of them, this might be a comparison. Looking for Shortsboy, looking for a PB, Prince looking for a record. As you see, Prince is gonna watch this end story cut. We're gonna see a little variation for GameCube for Shortsboy. It's much faster to reset the whole entire game. So Shortsboy's gonna save and then reset the game to skip that cutscene, and then he'll spawn back in the cantina. For Xbox 360 / Xbox One, it's just not faster on this episode to reset the game. It's faster just to watch the cutscene and then go back into the cantina. As it looks like Prince, I did not see if he got the sub 35, but if not, it was very close, and Shortsboy looks like he'll get the sub 36, which is also very good.
By the way, I'm a minute 1 second behind PB.
Oh, a minute 1 second behind.
And I'm 30 seconds ahead of my PB.
Yeah, I was gonna say Shortsboy is 30 seconds ahead.
I didn't know PB had such a good episode 4. Because
Yeah,
that episode 4 looks very good.
I think Prince's run up to Endor was really solid. And then
Prince
Endor
entering
happened.
Jabba's palace right now, as Shortsboy's doing his reset. As he's gonna respawn in the cantina and then make his way over to episode 6. This Jabba's cutscene, a very long one, I believe it's a minute 23. Jabba's is another one, just like 4-4 and 4-5. It's another one of those helmet maintaining levels. You gotta keep the helmet for a good, like the first half of the level, and if you lose it, it could be very annoying depending on where. I believe, well, Jabba's, it's not quite half. It's mainly the first 3 rooms.
Yeah. And Java's is definitely one of the more difficult levels.
Yeah, and this one, honestly, this is one of the more heavy 1B2C, or at least potentially heavy 1P2C levels. And it's the longest level, so a lot can go wrong. Luckily, if stuff does go wrong, it's not too big of a time loss other than losing your helmet. And luckily, also, it is the longest, but pretty difficult, but a lot of its cutscenes long. The opening cutscene, the Rain Corps cutscene entering the fight towards the end, that's long, and the end cutscene's pretty long as well, so a lot of its cutscenes, which is nice for the runners, because it gives them a little break from, once again, a very long level. So Prince is going to opt to close the panels here on the guard doors. There's another variation you can do with a 1-player 2 controller, or just with player 1, build the jukebox, and the guards jam out, and you can kind of just chill and not worry about them for the first area. He's going for the rather riskier strat. Oh no, oh, he just dodges that guard. Just dodges it. Helmet stays on. He's off to the second helmet panel, which this one is always really sketchy. There's 2 guards that come out here that will always come out. So once you kill that first one, once you're building this panel, a second one will come out. You'll see, I think he came out left, which is good.
Yeah, really lucky right there.
Oh, he loses his helmet. He's gonna have to grab another
helmet.
one right through the transition. That's unlucky. And in this room, he's gonna just want to close the panel on the left for safety, so he can do this whole entire right side of the room without being disturbed by the guards and have the potential of having to go get another helmet again, which can be very annoying. As we see Shortsboy just finishing the opening little turret he's got to destroy. We'll see what strategy he does here. He's gonna go for the. I think he's gonna close the door. The little platform that Prince is going up right now. There's a very, very small time save that you can do there. You can force the platform with Luke, and then with the second player, go under it, and you can actually clip through that wall to the lever room. It's a very minimal time save, and you can risk losing your helmet depending. You're going to want your helmet in case you're going to be doing, there's a out of bounds in the long room. I doubt they're going to go for it, but I mean, if you have your helmet, it might be worth going for. And also, I think Prince wants to keep his helmet. If you get it for the room right before the Rancor fight, you can keep it. Then I think you just avoid having to put on a helmet in that room. That also could be the reason for trying to keep his helmet. He does lose it, but I don't think that's too big of a deal. He's off to this little room where you're going to want to free the droids. It takes a little, he's doing a little 1P2C right here to build the platform and the buttons, which moves the platform. And he's going to do a little jump in this block in the wall that he can actually get in. And oh, unfortunately he deactivated 3BO. That's unlucky. But luckily he doesn't, it's not too big of a time loss because during that time, the platform's moving to where he needs to go to with the loop to then free R2, because unfortunately that little opening the wall where you can force where you can free 3PO isn't there for R2. You just have to do R2 the normal way. Shortsboy in that third room also did a very good job of maintaining his helmet. He does lose it, which is not a huge deal. Unless you're going for the out of bounds on the long room or just trying to keep it to the end before the Rancor fight, it's not that big of a deal if you lose it. And Prince is going to be entering the long room here, which is, like its name, very long. And this is a room that these guards are going to be very annoying in, and it could be a potential time loss because your droids are going to have to try and keep them on the platforms here up top. If they do fall, it's a long walk back to the ramps to get back up. The first part of the long room isn't too complex. Just gonna build the bridge, make the ramp, and then we might see Prince do a 1-player 2 controller with 3PO to get him across the panel at the end. He's gonna play it safe with that panel too by closing it, getting rid of the guards in this room, because the guards also can affect how the droids act. And the droids are more scared of the guards, so if they get nearby, that means the droids could be far away once you're trying to look for R2 and 3PO for their specific panels. Tfresh, do you want to quickly explain like kind of what the out of bounds is in this room?
In long room?
Yeah.
I actually don't know what it is.
Oh, okay, you're not too familiar with it? Here,
I've actually never seen it.
Okay, so when you go build the ramps, instead of building that bridge that Prince went across, you bring a spider up top and kind of force part of the bridge that you need to like build with it. But then that when you let go of the force, so it comes back onto you, who's riding a spider. Very interesting. So you're riding a spider up top and you're getting pushed out of bounds by a platform that's forcible. And then you jump out off the spider while out of bounds. This is all off screen. This is a pretty difficult out of bounds. Then navigate yourself to the end of the room. And if you're lucky enough to keep your helmet, like I was mentioning earlier for the longer out of bounds, you can actually stay out of bounds for the next room, and then go under the area that Prince is, and then just pop up at the panel.
And how much time does it save?
I believe it's 20 seconds for the long room, and then 10 seconds for the panel in the other room if you have the helmet. It's worth it if you're able to well maintain your helmet throughout the level, but that is pretty difficult to do without losing time to trying to kill guards safely. Prince wraps up, or not necessarily wraps up, he's still got the Rancor fight, but he's wrapped up the harder part of Jawas. Very solid, very smooth. No real flaws. As Shortsboy is doing long room right now. He's on that second part with the droids. I don't think he's going to be doing the 1P2C here, so we'll see if 3PO gets a good spawn or not on the other side. There, oh, he's going to bring his whole team along, going to that corner and moving the camera. Prince here enters the Rancor fight, which you just essentially want to make sure the Rancor grabs these Gamorrean guards, stands under the bombs, and you shoot the bombs to hurt the Rancor. Pretty self-explanatory.
Oh, and
He's got
the
like 2 guards
Gamorrean,
out there, right?
the Rancor keeps missing though.
Yeah, the Rancor, unfortunately, its AI isn't the smartest, so stuff like that can unfortunately happen.
And it actually happens rather often.
I think it happens a lot with the second one, just because the position where the Rancor is and where that second guard comes out. He's using a little method right now. He's spam choking to keep the guard in place. So the Rancor's got an easy grab on him. He's going to pull these 2 levers to hit the end cutscene, which ends the level. Very solid job from Prince, as Shortsboy is going to be entering that Rancor fight as well. I'd say from both pretty solid Jabas. I didn't see too many mistakes whatsoever, maybe a movement here and there, but I'd say very solid. Especially this run so far is amazing for a race setting, and how they're both performing is very good. Despite Prince saying he was like a minute over his PB, that's still like very good. His PB is insanely good for episode 4, and just to be that close to it, I personally think is very good. Shortsboy going over to the 3PO panel first. Usually, I personally go to the R2 panel first, but I don't think it matters too much. Oh, he's going to stay at that 3PO panel and just get as many guards out as he can. Which, honestly, yeah, there's different strategies of doing this Rancor fight. You can either go 1 by 1 with the guards. It doesn't really lose time to go 1 by 1 or do all 3 at the same time. And he's going to do that little strategy where choking the guard in place here, I think. Or he's just kind of moving him towards the Rancor. Oh yeah, it's hard to see there, but he did do that little spam choke to keep the guard in place so the Rancor could get that easy grab. And he ends Jabba's on a very solid Jabba's, I would say. As Prince right now in the opening cutscene of Pit of Carcoon, which this is a pretty dang hard level. There's a lot of smaller tricks here, and then there's one main trick for this level called Disco Skip, which comes towards the end, which that unfortunately can, depending on how kind it is to you. Alright, so as Shortsboy ends Jabba's, Prince will start Carcoon. There's a little jump you can actually do, a time jump on that first ship to skip it, and then go onto the second. Jeez, this is like a tongue twister. Second ship. Yeah, I couldn't say that. And then it would leave Lando behind, which is not a big deal, because you don't actually need him for this next section. You just need Luke. As he's gonna reach the Boba fight right here on the 3rd ship. Kill Boba Fett, and right now you notice he's on player 2. So he's gonna stay on player 2 just for this fight, and then he's gonna he might connect player 1 and use player 1 as Luke. This is what I do at least. We'll see if he does it, to lock up studs on player 2, and then I use player 1 as Luke, who has 0 studs currently, and then go to the next section. He's gonna play a little risky, keep the studs, which is not too big of a deal since I know he has a lot right now. Pretty safe stud-wise right now for Prince and Shortsboy. Right now he's doing a little deflections. It's not that much slower to do them. You can just run through this section, but it does have the risk of you dying. And that little platform, if you push that too far out, it will fall down. You have to build a grapple to get your other characters up, but if you just push it far enough off that it stays up, you can actually time a double jump, which you saw Prince do, to then get up to that lever up top. And he's not going to pull the lever on the bottom. Riskier strat. Jump the gap.
Ooh, and he missed it.
He's going to try to jump this gap. It's hard because both sides have slopes that you can't really see, and if you hit that slope, you'll just slide right off. Unfortunately, he's trying to space out his jumps there. That's why he wasn't able to do that. And unfortunately, so you can see the stud loss happening. That's why I personally like to lock up my studs in P2 and do that perfectly. And there he finally gets it. Unfortunately, loses, I think, 3,000 studs there. as this outdoor part of Jabba's ship is essentially just kill the oh, I forgot their names. Skiff guards that come down.
Yeah.
Skiff, that's it. And while kind of maintaining the two brown force things, you kind of have to move up. Gotta maintain that while maintaining the guys around you.
Yes, blue, but it is, as far as we know, it's RNG and it's not replicable.
Yeah, that happened once. Tried to replicate it. I think that happened in Chimkin, and there's no luck for replication.
Ooh.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
That sucks for
Shortsboy,
Pushed it a little bit too far.
Yeah.
There's actually a new skip here that Ultra also found today. I don't think either runner's going for it. It's kind of difficult from what I understand. Basically the way it works is there's a thing you force with Luke, and if you get on it with R2 at the right point, you can just fly straight into that loading zone. Probably saves around, I would guess, around 5 to 10 seconds.
Alright, Prince right now in the disco skip room, which is probably the hardest trick in the level. This could kill runs if you're not, the game doesn't like you, because it's not necessarily RNG, but it's positioning, and it's very hard to get that right position where you're right in between the jukebox and the wall that pushes you out.
Yes, Shoecake he is. I just think it's a bit of a cheaper one.
Prince going for third try right now in disco skip. You gotta make sure for disco skip you place that character in the corner too. So he's got Lando in the corner. We'll see. I personally don't think it matters who you have in the corner. Prince right now doing Lando, but I don't think it matters who. We'll see who Shortsboy does it with. Prince unfortunately is not having good luck right now in disco skip. I believe he's going
Yeah, disco skip is so precise that it may as well be RNG. The only real way that I know of to get this more consistent is to use a controller with notches. So like on TCS for Wii, it's much easier because you have the notches to guide you, and also on GameCube I do the same thing. Shoecake, Dazzle is a brand of capture cards. I think that's what Shortsboy uses, and then Prince uses a GB USB 2.
Here's Shortsboy onto disco skip right now. Hopefully you'll have better luck than what Prince had. He's also using Lando in the corner. Hopefully we can see a first try right here. Unfortunately not a first try. Hopefully soon within the first 5.
Yeah, I think after 5 attempts it doesn't save the time anymore, but it saves enough time that you pretty much have to go for it, but it's just a really annoying trick. Oh, and he gets second try.
Second try, that's good. I can tell you about 99% of the people will take disco skips. Second try.
Yeah. It's
Prince right now in this
bad.
little end area. Sorry, Tfresh, you can go back to what you were saying.
Oh, I wasn't saying that.
Alright. He's gotta take these cases off the 2 targets, which he did with a little 1P2C there while using the 3PO panel to get the top one, and Han to get the bottom one. Getting a couple extra studs along the way. He's gonna do a little trick jump right here off this ladder that you could force, and you can actually jump right off of it and hit the load zone for the final room in the level, in which essentially you just destroy the targets with the turret. Straightforward. And I believe he's ending with about 7,000, so that's going to end up being around 8,000. That is a solid cartoon stud count, because I know you can lose quite a bit there, which he did earlier. And let's see, Shortsboy also sitting on a not so high stud count, but they both had a lot of studs earlier, so it's not too big of a deal. Because they already have locked up a good chunk. And I think Shortsboy did a little jump off the ladder there. I believe that's Game Boy exclusive.
No, Prince did the exact same jump.
Did he not go? I think, maybe I didn't see that right, but I looked like he went into the ladder and jumped off, like, a little hitbox on the ladder.
No, he just slashed the bar and then forced the...
Oh, it must have been a very fast force, like, forced it just a little bit and then went up, because that looked very fast.
It's because he didn't force it. It's a GameCube exclusive where you can break the thing and then jump on top of the ladder.
Okay, so yes, it is a GameCube exclusive.
I didn't even know about that one.
Prince right now entering Speeder Showdown, where is the biggest time save trick in the whole game. Luckily, it isn't too difficult, but it is a little quirky. I believe both Prnced and Schwartzboy, though, have solid setups. It's all kind of like it's about what you personally like on this setup on here. I know I have a different setup than both Prnced and Schwartzboy, and essentially what they're going to do is get in the speeders and go up against this barrier on the right side, which conveniently is loaded in. The load zone for that, so if you get around that barrier, you're able to actually get to the end of the level, which is what they are going to do in a second. He's going to kind of jam himself into the corner with a Luke on the speeder, and then he'll pop on top there and do a little backflip, a 180, and then a 360, which gets him right over. So he's going to do that 180 and then do a 360.
You guys have to try.
Second try speeder skip always solid, because that one can be a little quirky sometimes, like I mentioned earlier. As there's a little trick that you do right here, you can jump up on the side here and actually hit the load zone from this upper area. Convenient little time save there rather than just pulling the lever. It's very small, but it's there, so why not go for it? And it's versatile as well. Schwartzboy right now entering the speeder skip area. As Prince is in the AT-AT, finishing off the level by destroying the 4 satellites, or yeah, I believe the satellites that are kind of around there. He's doing a 1-player 2 controller as well to get those covers off while he's moving around with it. Schwartzboy, a little slow on getting set up there, but ends up getting the skip first try once he's set up. Right now, it unlocks the two. He unlocks the 2 last levers, which will pull and will end the level. Which that speeder skip, just for perspective, makes about an 8.5 minute level, about 3.5 minutes, and it could be probably as fast as 3 minutes. So it cuts off massive time. Another shout out to Ultra for finding that trick. Schwartzboy also doing that same 1-player 2 controller where he's going to open the covers while he goes around with player 1 in the AT-AT.
Another thing I don't think that's been mentioned yet is that actually what's interesting is both of the runners actually do 1P2C with their mouse.
Yes.
So, and it's actually very impressive that they're able to do that. I think they both hit the buttons with their face too, which is very interesting.
Prince right now in the opening cutscene of Battle of Endor, which is, like Jabba's, a very long level gameplay-wise. And I would say cutscene-wise too. The opening cutscene is pretty long. This one, a lot of, nothing too difficult, but a lot of small tricks, and this is where we're going to see the GameCube exclusive trick by Schwartzboy that will skip 2 gates, which will first see...
He only does gate 2 skip.
Gate 2 skip. So we'll see the gate 2 skip, though. Just skip the second gate, which is a pretty big time save. And it's GameCube exclusive. Unfortunately, Xbox, PC, and any other version, it doesn't work.
And I think the only reason being it doesn't work on those ones is just because you can't get over the second gate.
Yeah, there's an invisible wall that blocks it off. Prince right now, on the opening section of Endor, he's going to use the railings to get extra height to then just fly over these gaps, which skips a lot of casual gameplay, in which you'd be pulling all these levers, dropping the box to, like, build stuff for the bridge and whatnot. Heck, I haven't played this section normally in forever, so I'm not sure. And oh, he goes for that difficult R2 glide, gets up on the railing off screen, and he avoids the kill plane around there by staying high enough and staying close enough to the tree, and he's able to load an extra that R2 fly is a lot more difficult than what he made it look to be right there. And he's gonna, I think he'll go for, yep, a little lamp jump. He's gonna jump on top of that lamp, which then you can get another jump to then jump up to that lever and pull it and get the box up there with Han, rather than taking the time with Wicket, who's slower, and the little time it takes to go through the panel. Ooh, he gets a little, oh, he gets that little extra roll in the cutscene, but unfortunately dies. But he does get the distance out of that roll. Unfortunately, his characters are not cooperating right now. There, he gets down. And he's going to be onto this section with what we call hill roll, or sorry, wicket skip. Hill rolls for TCS. And recently, a right side version of this has been found, where you can hit a little invisible block on the side of the hill that gives you another jump by rolling up and then to the left. There you go. He gets it third try. And luckily, third try is very good for that. The resets for that jump is very fast. He's playing this pretty risky right now. He didn't check if all of his characters came up on the bridge with him. Hopefully no one got left behind.
I didn't see 3PO come up, but he did. He did. He's right there.
Okay, 3PO is up. Shortsboy right now onto lamp skip. From what I saw, he did not have any struggles on the opening section. Prnced right now, you're going to see the normal way of doing this section without the gate skip.
Shortsboy struggling just a little bit. There he gets it.
That lamp jump is also a lot harder than the runners make it look. It's very hard with the depth to hit that one spot on the lamp to then get another jump. So as you can see, brings that box down, builds the grapple, and he's going to hit all the buttons with all the characters. That's just like all the steps you need to do, as well as build the thing, the little ramp for the droids on the other side. That's all the things that Shortsboy is going to skip for that second gate skip. Which I think it's a good 35 seconds faster. I couldn't be for sure on the time save, but I think it's around 35.
I think it's around 35 if you do both skips. I think the way that... I don't know, Shortsboy might actually go for both here. No, he's not. Okay.
Shortsboy, good job on that hill roll there. On the right side hill roll. There's a version that used to be done on the left side, or I keep saying hill roll, wicket skip. There was a version on the left side that used to be done 2 frame perfect jumps. And that right side, it's still pretty difficult, but a lot better than the left side. So it's been pretty much used normally from now on.
This on GameCube, you can just jump right over the second gate.
Jumps right over the second gate. Very easy trick, and it's just unfortunate that on any other consoles that's not there. There's a big invisible wall. And you can see Shortsboy now in the same room as Prnced. Very effective skip. Caught him right back up. If this race wasn't close enough already, because this has been a pretty like side-by-side race the whole entire time. It looks like Prnced is going to be doing Paul skip, which he's going to get Wicket, Chewie, and Leia up to the top by going to that corner and shifting the camera, which then the AI will think, oh, we're up there. So they will all hop up there, and you can just tag in one of the players up there and do everything needed to then get into the bunker. Once he builds that panel, R2 did follow them, which is good, because an issue R2 can have, he can get stuck on bushes or the AT-STs back in the earlier part of the room, which unfortunately can cause him to be way back and lose you a lot of time. Shortsboy with ease does Paul skip, and he will be entering the bunker shortly after Prnced. Prnced right now, I believe he does different strategies than what I do. See if it differs from Shortsboy. He goes to the left side first, rather than the right. I don't think it matters too much which side you do first. He's gonna go for that left side first. There was one lever he did pull in the main room. He got to pull 4 levers in general in this bunker. One was in the main room. He already pulled it. One is in this left room, and 2 are on the right room. We'll see. It looks like Shortsboy is going from the left as well first, so he's going to go for that panel in the main room. And looks like he's going to be going to that left room next. is Prince does the little 1P2C to get 3PO and Han up there, because what you need to pull that lever is 3PO and Han. 3PO to open the lever, and then Han to pull the lever. You don't want to have to go open the panel 3PO and then go all the way back down Han. It's a little annoying. As now he's gone to the right side, where he's gonna put Wicket on adventure here. By moving the camera to the right, Wicket will just go through the wall there, and that will be that will enable you to then open the gate. Or sorry, pull the lever, which then opens the gate later. And also, weird little thing, you can build that from under. You can build that bridge that Prince is building from under. We'll see Shortsboy do that as well. He gets 3PO up, and I think he's gonna. There, Han comes up off the elevator too for him. That's pretty nice. Both racers pretty much neck and neck here. To be this far into the run and be this close, very rarely happens.
Yeah, I think Prince is still gonna be around a little over a minute behind his PB.
I think difference right now between Prince and Shortsboy is probably about 45 seconds.
I think
So
Shortsboy after this will be around a minute and a half ahead of his PB.
Yeah, Shortsboy on a very good run right now. Compared to his PB, he's got, yeah, a minute and a half. That is a good chunk ahead. Prince will now, oh wow, 1,001 studs, so he well over the 90,000 barrier in which you need infinite torpedoes for. And Prince is going to be on to Jedi Destiny, which is probably the shortest gameplay level. Not probably, it is the shortest gameplay level. Because there is an Ultra Kill, sorry, Pronto Palpatine is what we call it, which kills Palpatine right away and skips the whole entire level, essentially the whole level. Because normally you'd have to go through all these cycles of him losing 4 hearts, then he jumps onto a different platform, get a whole puzzle to solve, and you keep moving on. But you can kill him essentially right away. Shortsboy also over that 90,000 threshold, which is good. They both have enough open torpedoes, so they're not going to need to get any extra studs in this level. What they will do, though, is get the red brick infinite torpedoes from Jedi Destiny. It's very easy to get. You just need to use Vader's dark side force to force all the panels and then get the red brick right behind the Emperor's throne. Very easy to do, and I believe Prince will go right into Pronto Palpatine right after he gets the red brick. And I'm not sure if Shortsboy's going to go for the other version of it called Quick Kill. It's a little bit further down into the level, but still very effective at ending the level early. It loses about a minute to Ultra Kill if you do Pronto Palpatine if you do it right away. Prince right there, very good.
Probably around a minute.
Job using the red brick. Right now, Prince is trying to get down in hearts, so then Palpatine will kill him and he can pop.
Ooh, we got a bad pattern there. But I don't think it's gonna matter. He might still get it. Oh, so close. He had him like.
Yeah.
He was like in the hole.
Weird little swing pattern there, and he didn't push Palpatine very far ahead, so he had a long journey of pushing Palpatine off the edge. He's essentially here. You just want to get into this corner, attract Palpatine over here. So then,
That's what should happen.
Yeah, he gets those extra swings, and then now he doesn't have as far of a journey to push Palpatine. Oh, unfortunately, he does not get it. Second try. Oh, he's gonna keep going for it.
He might.
Oh my goodness, that was almost the greatest recovery ever. He's still gonna go for it? No, okay. Yeah, smart just to do it the other way at this point.
He's still going for it.
Yeah, there's that specific push. He's still going for Ultra Kill.
Oh yeah.
That specific push. He nearly had an amazing recovery. There we go. He gets the swing from Palpatine he needs. We'll see if this time it's very hard to control because he had it just there, and you can see Shortsboy right now is going through the level.
And he gets it on the right side.
Oh, I didn't even see, but yeah, like Tfresh said, Prince does get Ultra Kill on the right side. It might have been a really good recovery. Unfortunately, I didn't see that, but as you can see now on Shortsboy's side, he's going through the level. He's going to be doing the Quick Kill, which is another version of it, later into the level. which will do essentially the same exact thing that Ultra Kill does, ends the level early while Palpatine still has hearts by just, you know, throwing him off the edge like it's intended to be, like in the movies. Yep, he's going to do little jumps around the outside of the lightning panels here. Normally you'd have to kind of go through that section by waiting for the lightning panels to deactivate, and then going forward, and then waiting. But a little trick there, by jumping around the outside, he will get through those panels. And quickly you're going to see on Prince's screen, he's going to exit to Cantina to then buy infinite torpedoes for 6-6, which is very helpful for that level to have infinite torpedoes.
And I actually think that he still saved time with that Ultra Kill over his PB. It just saves that much time.
Here's Shortsboy. He's going to be coming up on the quick kill location. Instead of having to do all this puzzle towards the end of the room, or sorry, towards the end of the level, he's going to attract Palpatine this corner. He'll start doing his animation and connect player 2, and he can just push Palpatine right off in that corner. So he's essentially just getting Palpatine, luring him to the corner. Once Palpatine starts that slashing animation, he can just connect player 2 and throw him off with Luke. Which isn't quite like the movie. It's not Vader, but it gets to the point that Palpatine did not die from a lightsaber. He died by getting thrown off the edge. And we're going to see once Shortsboy exits this cutscene, he's going to go back to Cantina as well to then purchase infinite torpedoes. Prince right now entering 6-6. 50, okay, a minute behind PB right now. I'd say there's still a chance. I'm not sure if it's completely out of the waters, but I would think there's still a chance at PB for Prince. And definitely for Shortsboy. He's a minute and 30 ahead at the end of Endor, and a pretty straightforward Jedi Destiny with a quick kill. I'm sure he's still on solid pace. Prince right now doing this opening section, which normally without infinite torpedoes you have to find all these ships that have torpedoes on the back of them, and it's pretty much RNG whether you get them or not. It's very annoying, so buying infinite torpedoes before the level gives you that benefit of just avoiding that RNG entirely. As he's going to finish that opening section very smoothly, just shoot the torpedoes at each of the targets and keep moving. Shortsboy just purchased infinite torpedoes from the shop. He's going to be moving into the Death Star.
While I have a break here, my timer says I'm a minute 9 ahead of PB.
Alright, I'm over a minute ahead of PB, entering the latter half of the run. Very solid so far, but it's still a brutal episode 5 for him, so the fates of both can definitely change, for the worse or for the better. Prince right now in the indoor section, where essentially just make it through, dodge the laser blasts from the TIE fighters, TIE bombers, and whatnot, get to the end. Because he has infinite torpedoes, he doesn't have to worry about deflecting them, and he can destroy these targets fairly quickly with them. There's a little 1P2C you can do here. Unfortunately, it's going to but there's a 1P2C you can do here, and you can quickly destroy them with 2 shots from each ship. As Prince makes his way down the hallway to the 2 rocket dispensers, Shortsboy finishing up the opening section right now, and he's going to be shortly onto the core where Prince is currently at, or not the core, the inner part of the Death Star, soon to be the core. Prince right now right outside the core room. Unfortunate blanks in that first hallway, but in the second hallway, no unfortunate blanks. It's right to the core. So right now, in the core room, there's these lasers that if you get too close to them, they can zap you, and it can be very annoying. It's a long cycle of zap, and zap, and zap, and zap. Right now, Prince is doing a good job keeping his distance, playing it safe. Even if it means going a little bit slower, he's still destroying them without getting zapped. Gotta wait till this little opening happens to destroy the cover on the core, and then hit it with the torpedo, and he's off to the auto-scroller part of this level, which is not quite an auto-scroller, because you can easily hit one of these barriers. It's a lot different than Lego Stars and Complete Saga, where you can just hold it down and keep going. You kind of have to spam here. I know I've experienced it accidentally just hitting them. These I'm just kind of holding down and not paying attention. Definitely a section worth paying attention to, because it's very easy to accidentally hit one of these barriers. It slows you up, then you die, and then once you respawn, then you start going again. It's an annoying time loss. So back on with to Shortsboy, who's right outside the courtroom. As Prince is exiting Death Star, Shortsboy is entering the courtroom. Oh no! Oh no!
I think Prince crashed again. I think he crashed right here exactly
no.
in the race.
Oh, that's terrible. Prince is probably gonna go to his backup file now. This is what he did in Legothon. He went to his backup file. But he's going to have to do 6-6 again, because technically he did not complete 6-6. He was right at the end, too. That is so unfortunate. I can't believe it happened a second time.
I don't know why this game crashes so much on vehicle levels. Our crashes happen so often.
I saved right after I got the infinite torpedoes, so I can play on the same file.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
I was expecting the crash.
Shortsboy unfortunately got zapped once there, but pretty solid 6-6 overall other than that one little zap. He's just got to make it through the end section. Just make sure he doesn't get slowed down at all. Prince, very unfortunately, is going to have to restart the level, which is so unfortunate because he's right at the end.
Yeah, right at the end of a very long and annoying level.
But no fear, this race is definitely not over. Episode 5 is crazy. There's a lot that can happen. Honestly,
it just so happens.
Sorry, you go.
It just so happens that the hardest level in the game is the second to last level. So
yeah, episode 5 starts off a little mellow. Hoth battle is a little difficult. Echo base is there. Falcon flight's usually just a run through. But then the second half, at the last 3 levels, is a pretty big gauntlet. Dagobah being pretty difficult with a couple of tricks that you can only get one try at, and if you don't do it, you lose a lot of time. Cloud City being the hardest level in the game, that's always there. And then Bespin, which has a couple of out of bounces that are pretty tricky as well. By a couple, I mean one. Unless you count Scynor13. Which hopefully someone showcases. See Shortsboy reset again. Once Prince gets through, if he didn't crash, we would see him reset as well. On Xbox 360, it is worth resetting on this episode 6 end story cutscene. I myself play on Xbox One, and it's just not faster to reset on both episodes 4 and 6. Alright, so if you've seen TCS any percent before, they grab 3 extras, while this game only grabs 1 infinite torpedoes. It's truly the only one that saves time. Fast Force has been kind of debated a little bit whether it saves time or not, but it's just, you can get the red brick easily, but it's just not really that big of a time save throughout. You can get the red brick pretty fast, but there's not too many areas where Fast Force is super helpful.
Plus, you'd have to get a lot more studs.
Yeah, and then there's, once again, the stud count. You're trying to get 90,000 for infinite torpedoes, then you have to try to manage it. Fast Force as well. It's just a whole lot of extra that's not going to be worth it in the end. Force a couple things a little bit faster. So Shortsboy is going to open that episode 5 door and enter Hoth Battle. Longest opening cutscene in the game. So while that's happening, we'll flip back over to Prince, who is about to enter the core again. So far, the torpedoes have been pretty kind to both runners here in this section. Unfortunately, it looks like I jinxed it, because now the torpedo blanked for Prince. There you go, gets it there. He's gonna enter that core run. Hopefully it'll go as well as last time. No zaps. Because unfortunately, if you get zapped, it's like your droid being deactivated. Not for as long, but there's no way of getting yourself unzapped. I'll call it unzapped. Unstunned. That's not a word, but we're going to say that. There's no way, unless you die, that's basically up to RNG whether the TIE Fighters buy you or not. So getting zapped, just in all, getting zapped is not what we want there. Prince doesn't get zapped once, so he is good. Hopefully, the end section goes smoothly and no crashes will occur. Or I mean, no crashes will occur. Shortsboy here at the end of the cutscene. Off Battle is a pretty straightforward level. To start, at least, there's a little barrier flip that we're gonna do just like in 4-1, or sorry, 4-6, where you do backflips and the drop in and drop out of player 1 and 2 to get over a barrier. This time, unlike the second door skip where you might have to do multiple backflips, you just need to do one with player 1 and then drop in P2 at the height of your backflip, and you can get right over the barrier. Prnced right now is going to be finishing up the section. Hopefully no crashing. Oh, a Shortsboy here. He starts 5-1, which, first little area, just gonna tow this bomb, which is, the bomb is crazier than it looks. Like, that bomb is pretty hard to control. And we'll see, actually, I'm not sure if Prnced or Shortsboy will go for the backflip. Looks like Shortsboy is going for it. That might have been too far. He's gonna go for the, there we go, he got it there.
Oh, he actually got it, so yeah.
Backflip. I've actually not seen it done that way with multiple backflips. I didn't know it worked like that. I thought it was all about height, but which it is still about height, but I didn't know you can just do multiple backflips, combine them, and still get that.
Yeah, it makes it much easier in this game. I don't think that's possible in TCS, but it makes it much easier to do that in this game. It's the same exact way that boulder skip works, just multiple backflips to gain more height.
Prnced, thank goodness, doesn't crash this time, and he will be resetting and moving on to Hoth Battle as Shortsboy is now into the arena, which is the end section of this level, but you're going to be in the arena for quite a bit for 4 different waves of troops. There's going to be the first wave of probe droids, where you're just kind of going back and forth. This is another pretty RNG heavy section of the game, where you're just going to be kind of hoping you can find the troops that you want to kill here. So now the second wave is all ATSTs. I believe it is. Let's look. 1, 2, 3, 6. It's going to be 11 of them. Definitely knew that from the start. No need to use those bombs yet. We're going to use those bombs for the next wave, which will be AT-ATs, where you're going to tow them down and then destroy them with a bomb. And some weird things can happen with these bombs. If you hit the bomb onto the AT-AT's head, it would actually just bounce off. Or if the bomb hits off screen, it just goes directly through. So a lot of weird things can happen with these bombs, as well as it being really hard to control in that opening section like I mentioned earlier. They can act really weirdly on these AT-AT sections. So he's going to leave the one by the door, because he already knows that one spawns there every time. One AT-AT will always spawn by the door. He was just looking for that other one, which kind of spawns randomly. He's going to tow this one down, grab the bomb, and hopefully the bomb works well. There we go. Hit like near the neck. Did not bounce off there, which is good. The second one by the door, he's going to take that one down, grab the bomb, and hopefully all is smooth here.
Yeah, in at least GameCube, you can't get that one by the door right away. You have to let it walk in a little ways before you...
Oh, I did not know that. So that was why you passed up the first time as well. Yeah, see, GameCube does have that exclusive skip on Carcoon and on Endor, but there's a lot of other small things that even I personally don't know about. A lot of these very small differences between GameCube and Xbox that actually switches the run up quite a bit in some areas. So now he's on to this last wave. Sorry. What were you gonna say?
Oh, no, what were you saying?
Oh, I was just saying he's on to the last wave, which is a mix of all all 3 enemies: ATSTs, Probe, and AT-AT. Sorry if I interrupted what you were about to say.
Oh no, you're good.
Do you want to say anything?
Oh, I was just saying that I also didn't know about all the little differences between Game Boy and Xbox. The person who probably knows the most about that would be Shortsboy and probably Ultra.
Probably Ultra too, because he plays on GameCube.
Yeah.
Easy gold here because that was the first time I did that barrier skip in a run.
Oh, nice. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't have pressured you so much by explaining it. I should have probably said that they might go for it, maybe not. But first time in a run and gets it right away. That is insane. Prnced also going for the barrier flip right here. I don't really know necessarily name for this skip.
It's the AT-AT skip.
Skips tone the AT-AT. That sounds about right.
Or AT-AT barriers is what it's called, I think. Also, Shortsboy, I think, is really close to 2 minutes ahead. I think it's at minus 150 now. That Hoth battle.
Yeah, 146.
Very good lead right now for Shortsboy on his PB right now. Prnced right now entering the arena on the Probe Droid wave, where he's just gonna hopefully find these guys pretty fast. Usually how this goes is there's a huge clump of them, and then there's a huge shortage. There he finds the last one. Oh, and it looks like Shortsboy's just entered Echo Base, which this level, I kind of briefly mentioned it earlier, but this level isn't too difficult. There's a couple of tricks you can do to, like, you know, I don't know, just speed it up over the casual strategies, but nothing too major. Also on Prnced's screen, he chucks that bomb right in the middle of all those AT-SDs before the wave comes and blows some of them up. Unfortunately, that doesn't actually kill any of them in the wave. He kills them on screen, but before they actually technically spawn in. Shortsboy is getting a cup of coffee before he goes into the next section. This little area, this is where there's a little trick you can do with a 1P2C. You'll see it in a second after he destroys the cover on the store. Because eventually we're going to need 3PO, and 3PO's off to the left in a room. And we're going to need to destroy that with the bomb. There's a little bomb part here that we're going to build, and there's 1P2C you do here, where you push that to change the fork in the track. So then position at the door. It cues this cutscene, but if you saw, Shortsboy positioned Han right at the door, so this will push Han out the door, load the next room, and also push him all the way to the end to destroy that wall, and he'll be right there.
Prnced struggling just a little bit with destroying those AT-ATs. The bombs can be a little bit annoying in this level.
Shortsboy gets 3PO, and he's going to be moving on to this next big room. It's intimidating at first, has a lot of stuff on the side, but a little trick here can just basically skip having to do any of this, like getting 3PO on top of the cart and flicking him off. By flicking off, I do not mean the middle finger. I mean flicking him off the cart, throwing him off.
Yeah, there's that little pin on the back that you're supposed to put him on.
So what he's going to do here is position 3PO in the corner and use the cart to then push him up, squeeze him kind of, and push him up onto the ice ledge, which essentially skips the whole pushing the boxes to build the fans and then get 3PO on top of the cart, the fans. It skips all of that, and then he's able to get 3PO up in a little bit of 1P2C, building the turret to destroy the cover, and he's out of that room pretty quickly. Prnced right now finishing up Hoth battle. Gonna be moving on to Echo Base as well. I think Prnced, other than that little struggle with the AT-AT wave, I believe his Hoth battle pretty solid. He did that barrier skip right away as well. Shortsboy going on to Hill Roll right now. So what you want to do here is take a death off the side before you go all the way down, and then you'll respawn back up top, so you don't have to jump all the way, double jump roll all the way around with Hans and then get back up top. So he's able to respawn up there and then get all the rest of the buttons. This room, straightforward. Get him on the buttons.
Leia was being a little bit weird there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Leia really wanted to be on that button.
Yeah, and then he moved away from it, and then she was like, never mind. So.
And this final room, pretty straightforward. Unfortunately, unlike in TCS, there's explosive blaster bolts and extra. You don't get it in this game. It's not a thing in LEGO Star Wars 2. So you have to build these turrets and destroy both of the little panels on the left and right side. And here's a little trick. It's a little tricky. It's a double jump onto the top of the Falcon from that little ledge. It's kind of hard just because of the depth perception there. It's hard to, get exactly on the corner of the wing, which you're able to just barely get on. Shortsboy gets the second try there.
Especially since the inputs are very weird for that, because you hold straight up for the first one and then hold straight left for the second one. It just feels very awkward to do. Basically what that skip does is it just skips getting those tauntauns. I think is what they're called.
Yes, tauntauns. Prnced right now at the beginning of Echo Base. Not gonna miss out on the coffee. Both players grabbing a cup of coffee or hot chocolate, whatever they want. They got two options there. And he will be on the little trick where he's gonna get the cart to push him, while Shortsboy entering the opening cutscene of Falcon Flight, which is a pretty much auto-scroller ship level. I'll mention something towards the end, which technically doesn't make it an auto-scroller, but for what they're doing here, it's going to be an auto-scroller for this level. Essentially, you're going through the beginning section, destroying all these turrets on the ships. You want to use player 2 here, which Shortsboy is using the X-Wing because it's got a faster fire rate than the Millennium Falcon, which will clean up these turrets pretty fast. And so right after this section, there's some really long straightaways, which just makes this kind of auto-scrolly. And at the end, there is the torpedo walls, which we have infinite torpedoes from the shop, so it's essentially just shoot the torpedoes as fast as you can. You can do a little 1P2C at the walls too, to do only 2 shots per ship rather than 4 shots on one ship. But if you're not really comfortable with the 1P2C out there, it's not really worth going crazy with the ships. And essentially it's just these long straightaways and torpedo walls all the way into the very end section of this level. Prnced right there doing the cart push strategy, and he's going to destroy the wall, open the panel with 3PO, and he'll be onto that single death hill roll. Shortsboy one of these long straightaways right now. So yeah, Falcon Flight is basically an auto-scroller except for the ending. It has a little bit of RNG with the boulder and how it's rotating and how the targets are in the front or if they're on the back. Because there's 6 targets, typically 6. You can sometimes get more or less. It's pretty weird. I haven't seen more before actually, but I have seen less. I've seen as low as 3 targets on the boulder at the end, which is really strange, but that wasn't the TCS, so I'm not sure if LS32 can have the weird glitch where you have less than 6. But besides, that's not really part of the point. It's RNG, and Shortsboy, hopefully, and Prnced will both have good RNG and get the targets on the front. And I want to explain, there's a little skip there. I wouldn't say little. There's a skip there that is known, but it's very... I don't want to say stupid, but it's...
It is stupid in the way that it only saves time if the boulder's on a specific rotation, and it also is just... It's not necessarily hard, but if you miss one drop-in, you have to redo it.
Yeah, so essentially you're doing like the backflips like you're doing in 4.6 and 5.1, but over a course of time, and you are kind of hoping that the boulder's on a specific rotation pattern in which you can do the trick at. Prnced right there ending Hoth Battle Echo Base, and Shortsboy right now on the boulder.
Thanks for the raid, Chimkin.
Yeah, I had a very fast boulder there, but luckily I was able to work it.
Yeah, those targets ended up in pretty nice spots. And Shortsboy ends Falcon Flight, and we'll be moving on to that gauntlet of 3 levels at the end. Dagobah, Cloud City, and that Betrayal Revestment. As Prince finishes Echo Base, he's going to be moving on to Falcon Flight, and it's just insane to look now. Prince has 54,000 studs right now. 54,000, and that's with the 90k IT purchase. That is a lot of extra studs. That just shows how insane he is at managing the studs throughout the levels. So Prince entering this opening section with the 16 turrets. Shortsboy is on to Dagobah, which is a level that's not necessarily super difficult, but has a lot of like these required tricks. I wouldn't say, sorry, not a lot. There is one really big required trick that it's a one-try thing, and if you miss it, it could kill your run very easily because it's right at the end.
Prince crashed in the exact same spot that he did in the Star Wars 2 race in Legothon. So he lost 5.5 minutes or whatever it loses. Very unfortunate.
Alright, so Shortsboy here, finishing up this opening cutscene on Dagobah, and it's going to present him with a little bit of like ramps that he can build at the start. I believe he does the little flies up the side of the ramps. I'm not sure if he does one or two. You have the option of building both ramps with R2, flying up one of them, building the other one, or flying up both. I don't think it's like a very small difference in time. But there's like 3 different ways you can do this opening. So it looks like I think he's gonna go for the flies on both of them. Flies up that first and the second one R2 because you do need R2 for the enemies. As he makes it down this little hill, he's gonna fly across the swamp here onto that rock on the left. Just fakes it, and the height by that panel on the rock behind the panel will actually give you enough height to go over the bushes and load the next room. In this next room, you can actually skip these buttons that he's going to be stepping on now, but they now with the newer skip that saves quite a bit of time are required to press because you need your player 2's AI to cooperate with you and make it past the section. Unfortunately, R2 will think that the section is not done if you don't press all the buttons here. Now, Shortsboy's onto what's known as hut skip. He's gonna skip Yoda's hut, which is the cutscene for the next area. Jump on this little ledge up here by the studs. If you move any, like, little bit forward than where he's at right now, you will actually cue the next cutscene. Oh no!
Oh no!
So what Shortsboy was doing there was he was trying to connect R2 across the gap in the water, and R2's behind the load zone for the cutscene, and then drop out Luke. But that time I don't think he was fast enough to drop off Luke, or Luke was just a little too close, and he got dragged into the cutscene, which is very unfortunate. And hopefully, I know Shortsboy is ahead by quite a bit on PB right now, but I hope he's still going to end up ahead. That is a unfortunate time loss because now he's got to go through the training room. There's a little skip in the training room called Mushroom Skip at the end. Saves a little bit of time, but I don't know if that's enough to keep PB alive.
He should still be able to PB.
Prince right now finishing Falcon Flight. He will be on to Dagobah. Hopefully hut skip goes better. That is super unfortunate that Shortsboy ended up getting dragged into the cutscene. He's going to the end here for Mushroom Skip, the alternative. He's gonna kind of ride up these walls, then get another fly and fly on top of the mushroom. Luck, he gets Mushroom Skip first try. Solid. That is one of those tricks that it's an annoying little time loss if you don't get it right away. So now he'll be on to the section he would have been if he did hut skip, which is the little back half of that room with the Yoda hut cutscene. Does a little gap jump with Yoda, and he'll be loading into the cave area as Prince is just getting on to Dagobah. So Shortsboy's in this cave area, which is very straightforward at the start, until you get up to the Darth Vader fight at the very end of the cave. There is a 1P2Cs that you can do at the end, but those are pretty difficult. I wouldn't expect GameCube go for it, or controller. It is pretty hard to do the Darth Vader 1P2Cs. I wouldn't expect them to be going for him. It's an unfortunate death for Shortsboy. They just didn't give him another jump. As he's going to make his way to the Vader fight. Prince right now going across the swamp and going to do that little jump off the top of the panel to get enough height to get over the bush. So Shortsboy's in this Darth Vader fight where you're essentially just going to hit him. It's like 4 different cycles where you hit him, 5 different cycles in the fight. 1, 2, 3, no, 4. Back to what I said before. 4 cycles in this fight where you need to hit him twice. He kind of teleports around here since it's the ghost. And you hit him 2 times per section. There's a little thing you can do there where you can pop player 2 on top, part of that 1P2C that's pretty difficult. Put him on top of that box and you can force player 2 all the way up to the top and with player 1 and jump off the box at the peak.
Right, and Prince coming up to hot skip.
Let's hope Prince has better luck. He
And
the
he
drop
got it.
and drops out. There we go. Gets hut skip, so we'll get to see hut skip. Normally, you would have what Shortsboy had, Luke with his lightsaber and Yoda with his lightsaber. Well, Yoda always has his lightsaber, but besides the point, you would normally have the Jedis here. But instead, Prince is doing the route without the Jedis with Luke and R2. Oh no. Okay, you almost exited.
Yeah.
And this is you kind of just jump this gap by opening the panel. It's pretty straightforward, but it's a noticeable difference than when you do it with the Jedis. Shortsboy right now, he pulled out a bridge at the beginning of this end room, which then allowed him to get on this other side. He didn't put the bridge fully out, I don't believe, which just allows R2. Luke doesn't follow, and you need R2 for a little panel at the end of this level. This is the end of the level right here. So, unfortunately, this is where, like, Fast Build or Fast Force would really help, which, unfortunately, it's just not faster in this category to get, because you gotta force the washing machine, then you gotta build the motorcycle, force them together, then force the washing machine again, and then build this huge panel, and then force a shift. It's so much forcing and building here that it's just like really unfortunate that Fast Build and Fast Force are just slow for this category. It'd be really nice to have it here. And oh, it looks like Prince is going to be going for 1P2C strats in this fight. We'll see what extent he goes for it, because this is a pretty difficult 1P2C. So he's going to go with the Force up with Yoda. Oh, unfortunately, he kind of fell off the front side of that box. There we go. He forces Luke up with Yoda. Then he's going to try to get player 2, or he's going to try to get player 2 as Luke on the box. Force up, and right at the peak, he's going to jump off. Get Vader, and oh, he gets a hit off there with that double jump slam with Yoda.
And it looks like Shortsboy should be about 20 seconds ahead anyway, still out of this level.
Still ahead of PB, so Shortsboy's got a good shot here, but unfortunately the gauntlet of 5-5 is upcoming. And this will basically determine the outcome of this race. There can be a little bit that happens on 5-6 Betrayal or Bestman, but typically it's 5-5 that's really the deciding factor.
It's just very easy to soft lock, and for the skips are really hard, so it's really easy to lose time with the skips everywhere.
So almost every single room in Cloud City, now that I think about it, I believe it is. Every single room has a skip to it. Some sort of jump or skip. Literally every single room. And as Shortsboy does them, we'll go through it, explain them. As Prince right now on the little end section of Dagobah, with all the forcing and building and whatnot. And I would not say this race is over because a lot can go wrong in Cloud City for both Prince or Shortsboy.
Right,
So right now, Shortsboy's gonna. Oh, sorry. You can explain.
Right off the bat, he does a little fly with R2. For whatever reason, they just like don't really have the collision on the window in the middle of it, so he can just fly right through it and reload the room, and it brings Luke over. Right now he's going to do a little bit of a precise jump. This jump is pretty hard. Basically what he's trying to do is land on that platform so we can go similar to where he was with R2 and basically get onto the floor and skip the whole turret section in the beginning of this level.
Yeah, this is like the main thing that can easily soft lock you. If you saw the LSW to Legothon race, I got soft locked here, and that unfortunately cost me the race. Loses a good 2 minutes, so ShortsBoy struggling on this jump to get around here, and it might only look like a double jump, but it is a lot more difficult than it looks. ShortsBoy looks like he's just going to defer to normal strategies, which is very understandable because this turret skip at the beginning, it's crazy hard. That jump around is just the initial jump to get started with the trick. Then there's the whole out of bounds and trying not to reload the room. So he's right here is gonna push this box, which then reveals the slot to put the turret on, and he's gonna force that turret over that he already destroyed down the wall. And then destroy the gate, and he'll be on to DV1, is what we call it. Each one of the Vader fights we call this is a DV. Darth Vader 1, Darth Vader 2, Darth Vader 3, and there's a Darth Vader 4 too. This level's packed with Darth Vader fights.
Yes, and they all have some sort of skip.
So right now, ShortsBoy entering the DV1 room, which it's a one-try trick, and with the helmet, because you need the helmet to exit this room, and there's a gap jump. If you do die, then you have to go back to the panel and get another helmet. And this is a very precise gap jump. You have to jump both the first jump and the last jump, last possible seconds. Oh,
and Prince gets the turret skip jump first try, it looks like. But he did take one death trying to get down underneath the floor.
So
let's see if he can get it.
ShortsBoy putting on the helmet there for DV1 again. Prince gets through turret skip very cleanly. Loads the next room, and he's gonna get a helmet. ShortsBoy, oh, that's unfortunate he doesn't get the jump there. It looks a lot harder than what it seems to be here because, or sorry, I said that word wrong. It is just as hard as it seems here because this jump, literally the last possible second for the first and second jump. ShortsBoy right now doing a backup strategy.
Oh, and Prince missed as well.
Oh, Prince missed as well. He's doing a backup strategy called R2 fly off the panel, which will get him onto the other side to then activate a turret. Oh, looks like ShortsBoy's going to go back to the DV1 jump. Both Prince and ShortsBoy right now hung up on this DV1 jump. And you can see this race gets intense when it gets to Cloud City.
Oh, Prince misses it.
ShortsBoy back at it. This is so funny. This back and forth. No!
No! This really is a race, though.
This back and forth. Who will get the jump first? Prince, trying it again.
Oh, okay, you knew he was gonna get it.
Safety. He gets
and he gets it.
Good safety strats there. ShortsBoy now on it.
Ah, so close.
And now Prince is on to DV2, where he's gonna go out of bounds. So he did that initial jump to get on the backside, and then he's gonna hop out of bounds in that whole section. And
that initial jump is much harder than he made it. You have to get up in the corner of that, but you also have to make sure you don't reload the room. So you have to get like on just the right part of that corner, and also ShortsBoy just getting it.
And it looks like DV2, the out-of-bounds navigation, perfect so far from Prince. He gets the height, and he gets it first try. Unbelievable.
That trick is probably one of the hardest tricks in any of the LEGO games, and he makes it seem so much easier than it really is.
Now onto DV3 gap jump. And he gets that
first try DV3.
Wow. Now onto DV4. He's going for the jumps here too.
He gets that.
Now he's gonna go to the panel. Gets right off the panel up top, and he's gonna kill Vader to end the level. ShortsBoy right now onto DV2, and wow, what a clean ending for Cloud City for Prince there. Turret skip went well, both of them.
Oh no!
Oh, ShortsBoy pops and bounce there. Prince and ShortsBoy were both head-to-head on DV2, and then Prince had this unbelievable second half of Cloud City, getting everything first try. ShortsBoy right now trying to get DV2 here. Going for a second try DB2 right now. Jumping around, getting up top, getting around. Would this be a second try? He's going. There it is.
And he gets it.
No! Oh, yeah, there you go. There we go, second try. For a second I thought he wanted to fight. But we're good.
And oh, so close.
For them to get both of those, for both of them to get it within 2 tries, Prince first try and then ShortsBoy second try, that's insane by itself. Because that trick is the hardest in the game, no doubt. And that takes just a lot of practice and grinding to try to learn and master that. ShortsBoy gets that first gap jump on DB4 right away. He's going off the panel now. And he's going to be ending the level. Going into 5-6, there is a skip on 5-6 called BTS, Specimen Transition Skip. That is 45 seconds faster than the normal out of bounds that we're probably going to see. ShortsBoy, I don't know if he's going to go for it. I don't know. I don't think ShortsBoy has a chance at
I don't think either one. I don't think either one of them is
World record
going
is
for it.
actually already passed, which is just insane how fast world record is. So we might see, I don't know, we might see a best friend transition skip attempt here because ShortsBoy is not that far behind. I think it's about a minute behind, which best friend transition skip alone saves 45 seconds-ish over the normal out of bounds. Prince, that's smart. He doesn't know. If you don't really necessarily know how to do best friend transition skip, probably smart not to go for it, but the essentials are...
Me neither, I've never tried it before.
Alright, yeah. If you haven't tried it, definitely not the best thing to just go in blind with. In Control or Best Friend, there's another GameCube exclusive skip right at the beginning called Stair Skip. So what Prince did there, pulled the lever and then unlock the stairs. On GameCube, you're able to just sprint down the hallway, and before Boba Fett pulls the lever to bring the stairs down, you can just jump on the stairs. Simple, and it's a nice little GameCube exclusive there. That Boba fight, pretty much straightforward that Prince was doing there, just get him down to 1 heart, and you'll get all the way to this panel that he'll open for you, and you just kind of make your way down this hallway and load the cutscene. This is where the best one transition would be, and you kind of pop out of bounds at the door at the end of this hallway. Once again, that is very hard, not worth your time if you don't necessarily know what to do. Even if you know what to do, it's still not even worth your time.
It's a very inconsistent trick.
There we go, Prince enters the cutscene. ShortsBoy just about to finish the opening cutscene here. And we're gonna see the normal out of bounds for Prince here. Bob.
That's been out of bounds. Bob.
Oh, and their ShortsBoy does the stair skip, the GameCube exclusive skip. Just kind of hop up the stairs. Boba Fett doesn't have enough time to pull down the stairs on GameCube, I guess. Prince entering the Bob room. Gotta kind of jump around the gap there, and he gets the first try. Solid Bob from Prince. And into this helmet, this last little helmet maintaining room. Last little run. It's been brutal all run with these helmet, trying to keep your helmet at all these different levels. Final little area. Oh, he loses right there. That's unfortunate. Hopefully he can get by right here. As it's just like one long hallway. It seems easy, but it's a lot harder to maintain your helmet here with the weird camera, and the stormtroopers just kind of come up out of nowhere. Luckily, second try through, he gets it cleanly. ShortsBoy is going to be shortly attempting Bob. This Prince is going to enter this little outdoor area. All the stretch of the run right now. ShortsBoy making his way to the best spin out of bounds. As Prince is going to be bringing his droids over with this crane. from this point on, there really isn't that much left in the run. Trick-wise, I don't think there's too much. Like, there's nothing too major. A couple, like, drop-in warps that you can do. Other than that, it's nothing too heavy. Shortsboy got the out of bounds right away, which is solid, and he's going to be on that helmet maintaining room. This race, I wouldn't say it's over yet. I would not count Shortsboy out at this point because this little ending, like I said, you can't really screw too much up. The end platform can be, it could defer quite a bit. Oh, Shortsboy kisses Leia's hand there. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, we speedrunners love those long animations.
Prince doing the little drop in here, or the little warp. There we go. Gets him over. He's going to be entering the home stretch of the run. Shortsboy on that outdoor platform right now. Prince can just go the gas that's coming up. He can just go right through and doesn't even need to open the panel on the backside. You just need to hit the loading zone for the next turn. No need to get your other characters across. Oh, we might see the scenic route here.
We are going to see the
outside. The
so
swag route.
Similar to the Cloud City one.
Scenic route. He gets both Lando and Leia on the buttons there.
A little bit of trouble there, but
he's gonna get both these levers activated, and this will pull out the bridge for the end platform of the game. This is where, once the time ends, once you enter that end ship, the Millennium Falcon, obviously, that's when time ends. You don't have to count the cutscenes once you lose control. So
oh wow, so whatever reason 3PO didn't follow Shortsboy and try to do the drop-in.
I personally don't do that one, which I really should do. I have no idea why 3PO did. Shortsboy is
he's having a lot of trouble because it's just not been very nice to him. Yeah, I personally just do the 1P2C that we do in TCS.
Yeah.
Just have it.
Prince right now looking for that beach trooper. That signals that there's only 3 more left, so he sees that beach trooper. And you can actually sneak into the ship here. If you're well positioned, you can actually sneak in right as that cutscene for the door starts coming down. Did he get in? Oh, just there, and that's time.
And it's time. Prince got a 157.02.
Shortsboy onto the second to last room. Gonna open the bridge to the final room. And what just amazes me is how, like, a 2-hour run, so much separation can happen, but in the end, it all ends up being literally within minutes of each other. Like, it's gonna be within 2 minutes.
Yeah, both runners getting sub 2s, which is actually really good for a race setting.
Yeah, both of them amazing episode 4s, smooth episode 6, other than the unfortunate crash Prince had. And I would say both of them end with a pretty solid episode 5, and that, like, for a race setting, you're not expecting to really get a PB or gold many splits, but they definitely had a strong run, both of them. Despite both of them not getting a PB, I would say very strong for a race setting. Shortsboy finishing up the run here. This will mark a very good start to the LEGO Speedruns YouTube channel for the race setting, not like the non-Legothon setting. This race has been very good. A lot of intense moments. Love the DB one.
Alright, that should be the last trooper right there.
Prince finishing, or Shortsboy finishing right here with a 158.27.
27.
Literally a minute.
GG, guys.
Yeah, GG.
Way to go, Prince.
Sorry, I just had to unmute. Thank you. That was quite the run.
Yeah, it was. Good job.
That was some crazy crazy back and forth. DV1 was really exciting.
Oh man, I can't get that jump to save my life.
I'm just disappointed I didn't get DV2 first try. Otherwise, everything else was first try.
Wait, or you meant DV1?
Yeah, DV1.
Shoutouts to everyone watching. Shoutouts to Tfresh and Scynor for their amazing commentary throughout the race.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank
No
you,
problem.
guy. I can blabble on for a while. What amazed me that run was Prnced, how many studs you ended up. Same with Shortsboy, 70k, 80, 84k. Like to have that many studs at the first half of the run to get IT, and then also have that many for the second half, and you're not even going for studs on the second half.
Yeah, I usually end up with quite a bit after the run.
Without the crash, I think that would have been like 52.
Yeah, about a 152 or so.
Yeah, really unfortunate that it crashed.
Shortsboy, you had a great run up until... When was it? 5-4?
The day this hut skip.
I'm not even sure. I think that was just restrictive camera. Or a really bad.
Yeah, I added R2 too quickly, and that pulled Luke right into it, so I had to let R2 come a little bit closer, and he would have been fine. But yeah, I did get one gold split for 5-1, because I got the barrier skip for the first time.
Good for you.
Yeah, that was crazy, both of you guys. Prince, I don't know if you have that barrier skip in your normal runs, but Shortsboy literally for the first time in a run got it right away.
I attempted to do it in my PB and I lost like a minute.
Want to go again? I'm just kidding.
No, I don't have time to go again.